So a couple of days ago, I made a new blog post about a brand new menu system that I had built in PowerShell. And this is different to the normal menu in PowerShell where you get a list of options and you have to enter a number key assigned to a specific option and then press enter. What this method instead did is a sort of interactive menu where you could use your up and down arrow key to select a specific item. And the example I gave here is selecting first a car and then selecting a car colour, and then that outputs what you selected. But I thought this might be good to actually show the difference. So right here I've got two scripts. Both of them do the exact same thing, however the only thing that's different is the menu used. Let's first have a look at the normal menu. So we'll do show-normal menu. And you can see this is very typical of a PowerShell script. We have a bunch of options and we can tell which button to press based on the prefixed number. So 1 to stop all the services, and then 2 to start all the services. And this works well for probably every single script you'll ever write. The only part where this breaks down is if you've got a fairly large menu. And the risk there is that you accidentally enter the wrong number and then do the wrong action. So to fix that, let's exit this script and we'll move over to the arrow menu. So we'll do show arrow menu. And you can see straight away this is much more intuitive. So we can use the arrow key to go down, and it even auto wraps. So right now I'm just going to press up and you can see it wraps around back to the bottom. So you know exactly what action you're going to take as soon as you press enter. So if I press enter on stop all services, this goes through, stops all the services and tells me it's complete. At this point I can press any key and the menu shows again. So let's jump into how this actually works. So to be fair, both of the menu examples use this wait-user function. And this essentially pauses the script. So instead of forcing the user to type text and hit enter, it utilizes a lower level .NET host command to silently intercept the very next key press instantly. Let's move on to the actual function to show the arrow menu. So here you can see we're passing in 3 parameters, the title, the options, and the disabled indices. And we'll come on to what this means in a little bit. Straight away we'll check if the options count is 0 and then just return null. There's no point showing a menu when there's no options. So let's cover off the disabled indices. So we pass this array into a high performance hash set. This tells the script which lines are actually section headers, so we don't accidentally have the option to highlight them and enter them. And we use that disabled set inside this getNextSelectableIndex function. And this takes in the current index, the direction, so whether we've pressed the up or down key, the count, and the disabled hash set. So what we're doing here is when an arrow key is pressed, we use a sort of smart navigation loop which calculates the next position. If the next index is in our disabled set, it instantly skips right past this to the next valid menu item. And here we have a loop which handles the actual animation. Every time a key is pressed, the host clears the screen and redraws the menu. It colors the headers dark cyan and applies a bright yellow background to the currently active index. And last but not least, this is where we actually check for the virtual key code. So 38 is the up arrow, 40 is the down arrow, and 13 is enter. And then finally 27 is escape to actually close the script menu. And I hope you can see just how useful this sort of script menu is. I find it much more intuitive to use. It does take a little bit more to set up. You're looking at maybe 20 to 30 lines of extra code for the entire script. I think it's well worth it. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. If you have any improvements, let me know. If you like the video and you like this menu idea, give me a like on the video and subscribe for more content. I'll see you next time.